Hello, welcome to Taxonomy Online Mathematics. In this episode, we want to treat the topic fraction. And I'll indulge you, if you are new, consider subscribing to the channel. Follow me on YouTube as Taxonomy Online Mathematics and also on Facebook. So, fraction is just part of a whole. A fraction is just part of a whole, and it consists of two parts. The first part is what? The numerator, and the second part is what? Denominator. So a fraction is indicated in this form, where this is our top fraction. The top fraction is what we refer to as what? The numerator. Then our down fraction is, or let's say, bottom. So the bottom fraction will be referred to as our denominator. Now, what is the difference between the two? The numerator is just the part that you are having. Then denominator refers to the number of parts the whole is divided. And what I mean is that if I have a sugar cane with a particular dimension, let's say this is what? 8 centimeter or 5 centimeter. If I divide it into parts, as in 3 parts, if this is divided into 3 parts, if I have given one part to somebody, this is the part that I have, that is the person I'm giving to. The person will be having one part out of how many division? Out of 3 division. So in this case, 1 is our numerator, whilst our 3 is our denominator. So in this case, the numerator describes the part of the fractions you are having or you are holding. Then the denominator describes the number of parts the whole has been divided. So in this case, if I give 1 over 3, that is 1 out of 3, to somebody, how many parts will be left? The part left is going to be 1, 2. That will be 2 out of 4. 3. So you can see that if I put the 1 out of 3 to 2 out of 3, I should be having the whole. Meaning, if I look at the denominator, they are all being the same. So if I add the 1 to the 2, I'll be having 3 out of 4, 3. And 3 out of 3 simply means that there is no division. We are only having a whole number. That is a whole, because 3 out of 3 is what? 1. Alright, so a fraction is only referring to part of a whole. How many parts is an object or a group divided? Then how many parts is taken or is being considered? So if, for example, I have this can represent orange, and the shaded part is the part that has been eaten. So how many parts is this divided? It is 2 parts. Then how many parts is taken? We have taken 1 out of what? 2. So the fraction shaded is what? Half. That is 1 out of 2. If I have the same orange, the same size, the same orange, the same size, and it is divided into 4 parts, and I have taken 2 parts. 2 out of how many parts? 4. Meaning I'll be having 2 out of what? 4. If in case the same size of orange, the same size, has been divided into this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 parts. And I've decided to pick 4 parts. This is also going to be 4 out of what? 8. But if you look at the 3 diagram, you can see that if we are saying they are all the same orange, it doesn't matter how many parts I've divided. I'm still taking the same quantity. you can see that if I put this 1, 2 together, I'll be having 1 of this. If I put 1, 2, 3, 4 together, I'll still be having this. So it means that if this orange is shared between 2 people, the part that you receive will be the same as if this is shared between 4 parts and 2 parts is given to 1 person. It will be the same as the one who took 1 part. Similarly, if this orange is divided into 8 parts and 4 parts is given to somebody, that person will still be having a part equal to this, just like half of it, the orange. So you can see that this and this seems to be the same. It means it's the same. Simply put, 1 out of 2 is the same as 2 out of 4, the same as 4 out of 4, 8. How possible? This is what we call equivalent fraction. Fractions can be equivalent, meaning no matter how the division, if they are sum or they are part equal to each other, we refer to that as what? They are equivalent. It is only a matter of factor, meaning there is a factor multiplying one of the fraction to produce the other. In this case, there is a factor multiplying the smaller fraction to give us the bigger fraction. Or there is a factor dividing the bigger fraction to give us the smaller fraction. What I mean is that there is a factor here. If I pick 1 over 2, 1 out of 2, and I multiply the numerator by 2, the numerator by what? 2. You know, 1 times 2 give us what? 2. 2 times 2 give us 4. So it means the factor, you see that 2 divided by 2 is still 1, meaning I have not changed the fraction. I only multiply it to have a value that is bigger in terms of writing, but in actual sense, the fractions still remain the same. Then similarly, if I take our 1 over 2 and I multiply that by 4, you can see 4 over 4 is still 1. So if 1 times 4 give me 4, then this times this, as in 2 times 4, also give me 8. So this will also give me equivalent fractions. So equivalent fractions are just fractions that have the same value. They have the same value. You can say 1 over 2 is the same as this, the same as this, and it will continue in that order. Alright. Now let's look at this. If I have taken 1 out of 2, how many parts remain? The part remain will still be 1 out of what? 2, which is the same. Good. If I take this, 2 parts is being considered. How many parts is left? It is still left with what? 2 parts. After how many division? 4 division. Which they remain as what we are saying. Similarly, 4 parts has been taken. 1, 2, 3, 4 is left. So this is also 4 out of what? 8. So for me to see that this is part of a whole, if the 2 come together, it gives me the whole. 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 give me the whole. 2 over 4 plus 2 over 4 give me the whole. And similarly, 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 still give me what? The whole. So what we can do is that the whole is only referring to 1. Just 1. This is 1 orange. No matter how the division, this will remain what? 1 orange. No matter how division, this will remain what? 1 orange. So it means that a total of a fraction, common fraction or proper fraction, give us 1. No matter the division, no matter the denominator, it could be 1,000 divisions. If I take the part considered and the part left, put them together, I should get 1. So let's check. How will I get this? In fractions that have the same denominator, we consider only the numerator, as in we add only the numerator. So this is going to be 4 plus 4, and that will give me 8. We pick one of the denominators, 8. Meaning we divide the thing into 8 parts, we have taken 8. Which means I'm just taking the whole thing. It is even better I didn't divide it. I divide it into 8 parts and I've still taken the 8th part. All belong to me, so it is 1. So this will give you what? 1. If we go here, since we have the same denominator, it's going to be 1 plus 1 will be 2 divided by what? 1 on the 2. So that still gives you 1. Then this is going to be 2 plus 2, 4. Picking one of them to be the same. So you can see that a fraction, total fraction is always what? 1. Total fraction is always 1. When I mean total fraction, I'm referring to a common fraction called proper fraction, meaning a fraction that have the numerator smaller than what? Denominator. Alright, so let's look at this. All that we have treated so far, you can see that the fraction that called the numerator is always smaller than the denominator. So now let's see whether 7 out of 4, we divide the object or the whole into 4 parts. Then we are taking 7. How would that be possible? Let's just say you have an orange that they said what? You divide the orange into 4 parts. Divide it into 4 parts and take 7. It sounds unrealistic. But what it means is that the orange that you are taking 7 parts, every part is what? 1 out of 4. Every part that you are holding. So if you are taking 7, all the 7 part that you are taking is just what? Quarter of the whole orange or the whole object you are dividing. Simply put, you can see that this is 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 division means 1 out of 4. That is quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many division? 4 division. Then how many parts are we shading? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are shading what? 7. So that is 7. The denominator here is referring to the part that the whole has been divided. The whole is divided into 4 parts. Then each of the parts that you are taking, that is the 7 part you are taking, is just 1 out of 4 of the parts that you are taking. So in this case, I am taking, if I take this is 1 out of 4. This one. This is also 1 out of 4. 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 So there are 7 of them. So 1 out of 4, 1 out of 4, 7 times produces what we call 7 out of 4. So even though the top is bigger than the down, this is also referred to as a fraction. Just like it has a different connotation. As if this is having the numerator bigger than the denominator. So this kind of fraction is called improper fraction. A fraction that have a bigger head than the tail. You know, it is abnormal to be walking around with big hair when the body itself is small. But if your neck or your body can hold your head, you'll be called as normal, right? But when the head is like 3 times of mine now, sitting on this my body, I'll be look like what? Improper. Alright. So that could also give birth to another fraction, which is going to be, you know, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 out of 4. And that will also give you what? 1. You remember 4 out of 4 means 1. So this is 1 whole. So there is a 1 whole in this fraction. And there is also what? 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 4. So there is 1 whole fraction. And there is also 3 out of 4. You can see it. 1, 2, 3. 3 out of how many division? 4. And we are saying all these 2 is sitting inside this. So it means that this 7 out of 4 is the same as 1 whole number, 3 out of 4. So this gives birth to another type of fraction. In mixed fraction, so we have proper fraction, which we describe as the one that have 1 over 2, 7 over 9, where the top is smaller than the down, proper fraction. Then we give birth to improper. we give birth to improper, a fraction that have the numerator bigger than what? The numerator. So 12 out of 9, 99 out of what? 90. All these are examples of what? Improper fraction. But inside this improper fraction, we also give birth to mixed fraction. Meaning a fraction that have a whole number part. Okay, it has a whole number part, as we are seeing in this case, 1 whole number 3 out of 4. Or in this case, we are going to have 1 whole number, meaning there is 1 whole number as in 9 here. Then we have 4. What will be left? If we take away 9 from 12, I believe that to be what? 3. So it's going to be 3 out of 4, 9. This is also going to be 1 whole number, 9 out of 90. How do we get it? If you check carefully, if you subtract this from this, you'll be left with 3. Or if you divide 7 by 4, you have 1. Remember what? 3. That's the one you're seeing here. If you divide 12 by 9, you should be having 1. Remember what? 3 over 9. Forget about this that having a common factor. This is also going to be dividing 99 by 90. You can only get 190 in 99. So that is 1. Remember what? 9. What if we have it to be 7 out of 4? 2. Dividing 7 by 2 give us what? 3. Meaning 3 whole number. What is the remainder? The remainder is 1 out of 2. So this fraction simply means that we are taking 7 when we divide each part into 2. That is what? 1/2 of every part. So I will take an object, 1, divide it into 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have my 7. So per my choice, I'll be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. We are picking 7 parts, isn't it? And each of the parts is half, 1/2. So if I want to count, how many whole am I getting? 1 whole, 2 whole, 3 whole. So there are 3 whole numbers here, or 3 whole oranges. Then this part is going to be 1 out of 100 division, 2 division. There's 1 out of 2. So this is 3 whole number, 1 out of 4, 2. So we can have type of fraction as proper fraction, improper fraction, and a mixed fraction. So these are the 3 types of fractions, regardless of their equivalent. Alright, I believe the concept is clear. In the next episode, we will treat how we can convert from mixed fraction to improper, from improper to mixed fraction. Thank you so much for your time. If you like this video, don't forget to share, leave a comment, and if you are new, subscribe. Thank you so much.